Hello friends, and welcome to your FriYay Pick card with me, Intuitive Rene. I do hope that you are well, and I hope you have an awesome week. And I'm so looking forward to doing the pick a card with you today, because the theme is again an interesting one. The theme has sort of evolved and come through interesting ways and interesting means. I put a post up onto Facebook on Thursday saying, does anybody have any ideas? Is there anything that you're thinking about? Is there anything that's on your mind that we can use to focus to get a theme for the pick a card today? And there were a couple of people who commented, and there was sort of a theme that was sort of developing in the responses that I got. And I sat with Spirit and I said, okay, so let's look at this one. One of those that really jumped out at me was grounding. Okay, how do I stay grounded? You know, that type of thing. And I sat with Spirit, and we were working through this, and we went from focusing on grounding, and we've come up with anchoring. So it's quite interesting how it works, and I love Spirit's sense of humor. I love the way that Spirit works with me. So it's never dull and boring. It's never the same. It's never repetitive. It's always an interesting way that Spirit sort of bring about these subject matters and these questions that we do on our Friday. So exciting. So today we're looking at how do we anchor our energy. So I suppose, yes, it's grounding, but we're actually going out to the ocean, and it's such a beautiful day here today. The sun is shining. It is so crystal blue outside. You can see I'm dressed for the middle of summer. It's hot. I've got the aircon on. It is a glorious day for the ocean. So we're going out to sea. um, so yes, welcome everybody. And I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm so glad that you have chosen me to hold your hand and walk this journey with you. And yeah, for those of you finding me for the first time, extra special warm welcome to you. And an extra special welcome to all of my friends, and I like to call you my friends that are on my YouTube channel membership. Thank you so much for your love and support, and I do so value and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. Right, so today I have got 5 questions that Spirit and I have come up with to help you anchor your energy, and the decks that I've chosen to work with today is my favorite, the all-time absolutely amazing Lightseers Tarot. And the reason, actually, it wasn't my first choice. It wasn't the first deck that I grabbed, but the reason why I'm going with this deck is because its imagery, I think, is simple to understand. Its imagery is easy for everybody to understand, and it just speaks such beautiful stories. And I think that's what I'm after today. Today I want to have fun. I want to go out in the ocean, I want to sail, and I want to have some fun, and Lightseers is going to help us on our journey. And then, because I grabbed the Lightseers, or was it the other way around? I don't know. But the creator of the Lightseers Tarot, her name is Chris and Donnelly. She also brought out, and this deck also now mass market, and I got it about a week or so, 2 weeks ago, and it is just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to work with this deck as well. So this deck is, the backs, okay, not really easy to see, but the backs are similar to the Lightseers, except the one is white and the other one is green. So I'm going to work with the Sacred Creators Oracle, and then I'm also going to be working with this deck, which is the Spellcasters Oracle as well. So we've got 3 decks on the table here in front of me, and yeah, let's see where this goes. I'm quite looking forward to it. So as I say, I've got 5 questions written down that Spirit and I've sort of come up with to help you anchor your energy. And basically all you have to do, right, so let me perform my magic. Let's put this image on screen. So right now on screen is an image of the bundles of the cards that are available to you today, and all you need to do is to look at this image. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a brief second, and exhale out your worries, exhale out your concerns, your stresses, your anxieties, whatever it is that's worrying you. Just let it all out. Just let it all out. Don't hold it in. And see which of these pictures, bundles, groups, numbers, whichever one of this, which is the one that you're drawn to, which is the one that seems to be calling you in, which of these groups, which of these bundles has the reading, the message, guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. And once you know, okay, so once you know which one it is, then you can open up the description box below, and there are timestamps. So basically a timestamp just means that it takes you straight to that portion of the video, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can go straight to the appropriate section, straight to the part that is relevant and appropriate to you, and just get the message that you need. Obviously, if you want to watch the entire video, you are more than welcome, And yeah, I would enjoy that too if you did, but you only really need to watch the part that is relevant to you. So if you're drawn to more than one bundle, or if you're drawn to them all, or just to a specific one, you can use the timestamps to get you across. And I do hope that you enjoy your reading. I do hope that you enjoy, and I do hope that it gives you something. I just hope that it helps you understand where you're at in life right now, what you're going through in life right now, and what it is that you need to do to advance yourself, to progress and to move, and just to become a better version of yourself, because that's what my channel is all about. My channel here on YouTube is helping you be a better version of yourself. That's all that matters, isn't it? All right, so let me stop babbling. You know which decks I'm using. I've got them ready. I've got my questions. We're all set to go. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with bundle 1, and I shall see you at your bundle. Hello and welcome. Welcome to each one of you who have chosen bundle 1 as the bundle that has the reading, the message, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so lovely to have you here. If you watched the intro, you would have known, or you would have seen which decks I'm working with today, and you can hear I'm already shuffling away. Is what I do. As soon as I start talking, I need to shuffle cards, and I am shuffling the Lightseer's Tarot, because that's the one that we're going to be working with today. And the theme today is anchoring your energy, understanding and anchoring your energy. So I'm so excited to see and curious to see where this takes us and what spirit reveal. So as I'm shuffling the cards, let's set our intentions. Let's get the mood going. All right. So as I shuffle the cards, we're asking spirit to draw near. We're asking spirit to surround every single one of us, every single one of you watching right now, and me. Surround us in loving, protective, gentle energy. Help us to draw the cards, help the cards come out, the cards that we need to see, the cards that we need to hear, the cards that we need to know, to help us figure out our energy, how to anchor our energy, how to protect our energy, how to keep us safe. And we're asking spirit to guide us, each one of us. Doesn't matter when you're watching this video. We're asking spirit to guide, and we're asking spirit to protect us. And so it is. And so it is. Okay, so I have got 5 questions laid out in front of me. Sorry, I'm throwing cards across the table as always. I have got 5 questions laid out here in front of me, and these 5 questions are going to help us understand and how to anchor our energy and how to protect our energy. That's really what it is all about. Okay, so I have shuffled the cards enough. I am cutting the cards, and I'm just going to draw straight off the top because I think it's just easier if I do that. So, first card, I'm having a sneak peek to see what it is. The first card is, whenever I do my tarot readings, I always like to, the first question I always like to ask is, what is the current state of? Okay, so where are you at now? What is your current situation? What is your current state? Because as far as I understand, my thinking is, if you don't know what your current state is, how can you improve on it? You need to be honest with yourself, with your current situation first, and then you can make improvements, then you can make advancements, and then you can make adjustments. So this first card is going to answer the question is, what is the current state of your ocean? So the theme is anchoring your energy. So we are doing an ocean or a water theme today. So what is the current state of your ocean? Is your waters flat? Is it quite choppy? What is the current state of your ocean? When we talk about ocean as well, we are also talking about emotions, because we know that our emotions are, we always equate water with emotions. So what is the current state of your emotions? What is the current state of your ocean? So let me turn the card over and see what we've got. Right, so Lightseer's Tarot brings us card number 10 of the Major Arcana, which is the Wheel. And here you can see this lady. Look how she's balancing on top of these. I almost want to call them casino chips. They always remind me of casino chips, and I think they're supposed to remind us of casino chips. So there she's standing, balancing on one foot at the top of that casino chip. And you can see that she's quite comfortable. She's almost doing a yoga pose. There's always a couple of things with this card that jump out at me. And the first thing is, on either side here, we've got this white energy and this black energy, which is giving you the yin and the yang. It's giving you the balance between good and the bad, between masculine and feminine, between yes and no, between light and day, listen to me, day and night, light and dark. So it's giving you the polar opposites. It's telling you that she's trying to find this balance between herself, but also between the good luck and the fate, okay? Because to me, this is the fate and the destiny card. So the Wheel of Fortune is basically saying to you, what is the current state of your ocean? Well, you're just sort of going with the flow, okay? You're just going with the flow in the hopes that things work out the way that they need to. You're going with the flow. You're not really steering your ship. You're not really directing your ship, but you're also not actually anywhere in particular. You're sort of just going with the flow, fingers crossed, and hoping that you achieve and arrive and come out wherever it is that you need to be, wherever it is that you're supposed to be. So you're not really actively involved. You are, because she is balancing and she is there, but she's not steering, she's not guiding. She's participating and she's going along for the ride, but she's really just hoping that everything works out the way that it should be and that she ends up where she needs to be. Okay, so for you right now, what is the current state of your ocean? Well, your ocean's cool. Your ocean's fine. There's no major drama. There's no major hiccups. There's no major problems. You're sort of just trying to juggle everything. You're just trying to find your balance. You're just trying to find your feet. But you are just also hoping that everything's going to work out okay. You're not really actively directing and actively involved. You're just trusting that the universe has got your back, that the universe knows what you need, that the universe knows where you need to go, and you're just going with the flow. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So putting that card on the table in front of us, and now I grab card number 2. And question 2 is, okay, so before I give you the question, there's a little bit of a backstory behind question 2. So question 2 is why anchoring your energy right now will help you. So what does it mean if we anchor our energy? Basically, it means that when you set anchor, when you put anchor down, it sort of gives you a chance to pause. It gives you a chance to stop. It gives you a chance to breathe. All right. I've had quite a few conversations with clients this week where breathing or just breathing has been the topic of conversation. And it's Spirit's way of basically saying, you know what, there are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. But the most important thing is this minute, this very second, this very instant, this moment where you are now is the only one that matters. And when you're in a moment, you've got to give it your all. Okay, you've got to give it your all. So question 2 is, why anchoring your energy will help you right now. Why putting anchor, stopping for a second and just breathing. Okay, why will that help you? Why is it that you need it? We've looked at the state of your ocean. We've looked at the state of your situation, and it's not tumultuous. Okay, you're not in danger. You're not going through a terrible time, but there's definitely the thoughts of needing to anchor, needing to just take a minute. Just take a minute and stop, and let's just let's gather our thoughts. So here, I'm going to turn it over now, and this is going to be why anchoring your energy is going to help you right now. And we have another major arcana card, which is actually very interesting. And this is card number 8, which is strength. And first of all, I mean, that little lamb is just the cutest thing. But look at the lady. So she is this beautiful lady, but she is half lady and she is half lion. Okay, so it tells you about inner strength. It talks about the inner strength. It talks about the courage that you have within yourself. But it also says that you're gentle. It also says you've got the gentleness of a lamb. Okay, so you have this gentleness of the lamb, but you also have the strength, the courage, the conviction of a lion. So the question we asked here is, why is it important for you to anchor your energy right now? Why do you need to drop anchor and just breathe? Because you have been standing on one leg for too long. You have been juggling and figuring and working and balancing for too long, and you need to recover a bit of your strength. You need to build a little bit of your strength. So dropping anchor for a minute and just taking 5 minutes to just breathe, to just be in the now, to just be in the moment, and to not worry about yesterday, not worry about tomorrow, to just be in this moment, will give you the chance to rebuild your confidence, to rebuild your courage, to rebuild your strength of character, your conviction, your understanding of life. It'll allow you just to get yourself back to that point so that you can face whatever it is that's coming up for you. That's what's most important. Okay, so anchoring your energy right now will help you to get more courage, to get stronger, to understand more, to have more faith really in yourself. Okay, and it's not that you don't have faith in yourself, but there are parts of you that are feeling a little bit vulnerable, like our little lamb over here, and there are parts of you that are feeling strong like the lion, and we need to find the balance between it all. Okay, so that was question 2. Draw a card for question 3. Oh my gosh. I like it when I get to look at the card before you do. All right, question 3. How do we drop anchor? You know, it's all good and well to say drop anchor. It's all good and well to say take a time out. It's all good and well to say, you know, give yourself 5 minutes, give yourself a break, give yourself a whatever. But the truth of the story is that that's often easier said than done, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. We're all living in a crazy world. There's so much that we need to do. There's so much pressure on us each individually. things that we need to do, things that we need to achieve. So to actually take 5 minutes can be really, really difficult, okay? And dropping anchor and taking that time for yourself is yeah, how do we do that? So we understood why we need to do it, okay? We understand why, but now it's how. And the card that we have is the amazing and the gorgeous Hierophant. So it's another major arcana card. So we've had 3 major arcana cards in a row. Like that's a big deal. For those of you who understand how tarot work, that's a big deal. Okay, that's not coincidence. That's not simple. It's telling you this is serious stuff. But just look at this beautiful Hierophant card. Just look at that man. Look at that smile on his face. I know I say this every time this card comes up in a reading, but when I see this particular card, I can't look at that man and not just beam a smile on my face as well. I cannot look at this card and not feel the joy that he's feeling. You know, he just exudes this joy. He exudes this happiness. And look at him. He's sitting barefoot. He's on the ground. He's comfortable. He's in simple, comfy clothes. His hair's just, you know, whatever it is. He's not worried about his appearance. He's not worried about where he is. He's not the only thing he's worried about is whatever's got him, not worried about, but the only thing that he's focusing on is whatever's given him joy in that moment. So whether it is a joke, whether it is a thought, whether it is an emotion, whatever it is, he is just so in that now. He is so in that moment, and he is just loving life. And you know what? This is how you take a break. This is how you drop your anchor. This is, remember the question we asked is, how do you drop your anchor? What do you need to do? Well, you need to laugh. You need to be happy. You need to be in the now. You need to not stress about anything else. You need to allow yourself a moment of joy. Joy is my word. Joy is my word. I so live my life for joy. I only do things if they bring me joy. Yes, we've got our chores that we have to do, and yes, we don't always like our chores, but I prefer to do less chores and more joyful activities. And if I have to do a chore, I try and make it a joyful activity. Those of you who are in my tarot group on Facebook, you'll see on the weekend I had to wash dishes. It's a chore I don't enjoy. But what did I do? I made it joyful. I added something to the mix to help me find joy in that moment. Okay. So let's Hierophant. Hierophant is the card of leadership. It's the card of simple understanding. It's the card of teaching. It's the card of learning. It's the card of just recognizing the bigger purpose to things. Okay, and that's exactly what it's telling you. So how do you drop anchor? How do you take a moment for yourself? How do you find out who and what you are now? And how do you just breathe? Well, get in the moment. Find something to be joyful about. Find something to laugh about. Just connect with your soul. Notice there's nobody else around him. Okay, there's nobody else around him. His ambition is to climb the stairs. His ambition is to ascend. His ambition is to get higher up. But that's not what he's focusing on. He knows that's his long-term goal. He knows that what he has to do. But right now, he is building his courage. He is building his strength. He is being in the moment, and he is just enjoying the moment. Okay, good. I'm loving this. This is a great reading, even if I say so myself. Okay, card 4. Yeah, I love it. So the next question that Spirit and I came up with for you today. Question 4. When will it be a good time to lift anchor? When will it be a good time to continue your journey? When will it be a good time to pull your anchor back up and to set sail again? When? And I have to say, looking at the card again, I get the sneak preview. I'm a little bit mind blown. I'm a little bit mind blown. So I am going to tell you it's another major arcana card, which again is telling you that we are not sweating the small stuff. We're talking about big stuff here. Okay, so just for those of you who don't know, tarot is divided into major and minor arcana. There's 78 cards in total, of which the first couple are major arcana cards and the bulk of them are minor arcana cards. There are 56 minor arcana and the rest are just your major arcana. So far we've had 3 majors. Make this number 4. When we deal with the major stuff, we're talking about big life stuff. The minor card is the detail, the day-to-day detail. The majors are the big shifts. okay, the big shift. So this is why, for those of you who are watching bundle one, why it's so important that you do actually get this message. Because clearly you have to drop anchor, you have to anchor your energy, anchor your spirit, anchor your soul, anchor your emotions, and just be more in control of who and what you are and what you're working towards, where you're going. And sometimes we have to stop. Sometimes we have to stop and regroup. And this is exactly what this reading is about for you. So, question 4, when? When is the right time for you to lift anchor? Okay, pull it back into the boat. I don't know what the technical term is. Pull it back into the boat so that you can set sail again, so that you can carry on your journey. Look how absolutely gorgeous this card is. Look at that bright. And I started off my whole pick a card today saying what a beautiful day it is outside. The sun is shining. It is so beautifully blue. It is just crystal clear, beautiful colors. And look what we get here. When is the right time for you to carry on? When is the right time for you to lift anchor and to continue your journey? When you find happiness and joy. Because that's what the sun card is. Look at those bright colors. Look at her. She's just got her arms up in the air and she's saying life is fabulous. When you have found that joy in your life, when you are feeling strong like the lion and not gentle like the lamb, that's when you lift anchor and carry on in your journey. And until such time as you get to that point, until such time as you get to that state of happiness, you're not going anywhere. You shouldn't be going anywhere. Let me put it that way. You should keep your anchor down, keep your anchor anchored, keep your boat anchored. Just focus on you. Okay, just focus on you. Don't focus on anybody else. It's also very interesting, and every single one of these cards is only a single person. So the current state of your ocean is you're just going with the flow. You're just hoping that the tide is going to take you wherever it needs to, but you're just sort of going through the motions. Card number 2, why anchoring will help you right now, because you need to find your strength, you need to find your courage, you need to find your conviction, you need to find that, you need to recognize that there are parts of you that are as delicate as the lamb, but that you also need to be the lion at times as well. How to drop anchor, to just find joy in everything that you do. Spend time focusing on the now, focusing on your current place, focusing on the things that bring you joy. And the 4th one was, when will be a good time to lift your anchor and continue your journey? And that is when you have found happiness. And it's not an external happiness. So it's not a happiness in your job. It's not a happiness in your relationship. It's not a happiness with your finances. It's here. It's here. Can I show you my heart? It's here in your heart space, okay? Because happiness is not an external thing. It needs to be an internal thing. And that's what it is with him, isn't it? It's such an internal thing. His happiness comes from the inside and bubbles out. Your happiness needs to come from the inside and it needs to bubble out. Just look at that. So when you have found that joy, when you have found that happiness, when you are in that moment, that's when you know it's time to progress on your journey. That's when you know it's time to move on and to continue your journey. I love that. All right. So those were the 4 big questions, okay? Those were the 4 big questions. What we're now going to do is we're now going to take from the oracle cards and we're going to just get an additional message from Spirit. What else does Spirit need you to know? What else is important and significant? And what else does Spirit need you to know to help you on your journey? So I'm going to start with the Sacred Creators Oracle. And as I'm shuffling this deck, we're asking Spirit to help us, to guide us, in order for us to navigate our ocean, in order for us to anchor our energy and to just be a better version of ourselves. What else does Spirit need us to know? What else is important and significant? What inspiration can Spirit give us on our journey? And I am taking this card over here. Whoops, throwing them away. First of all, beautiful color, and it says shift the way to a new potential. Shift the way to a new potential. Isn't that just beautiful? And that's exactly it, and it's not shifting as in physical movement, it's shifting the mindset. It's shifting the mindset from stress, worry, anxiety, unhappiness, I need to do this and I need to achieve that and I need to and I need to and I need to. It's shifting to a new potential And it's a new potential of joy. It's the new potential of happiness. It's the it's the new potential of bliss, of happiness and success, of just recognizing that you are awesome, you are amazing, and life can be easy, simple, and uncomplicated. And all you've got to do is shift the mindset to allow it. Love that. Right, so next one. This oracle deck is the Spellcaster's Oracle. And also, they just have single words on the cards, and that's what I like. I don't like cards with too much writing on. I like simple cards, simple and effective. So again, just a message from Spirit. We understand that we need to shift the new way, the way to the new potential. We need to shift our energy, shift our focus. But let's just see, what else does Spirit need us to know? How else can we shift? How else can we move towards this new potential? How, once we've anchored our energy, once we've recognized the importance of who we are, what we are, and why we are, what else do we Spirit need us to know? What else is important? And we're apparently going for this one. Love it. So here we have manifestation, and it's telling you that you can create this. You are in control of your own journey. You are in control of your own life. You are the only person who can manifest. Here's my card. Manifest the joy. Again, it's not going to be an external thing. You're not going to find it externally. It's internal. It's here. It's in your heart and soul. So manifestation is yours. It's what you have to do. It's the way that you achieve the things that you need to and want to achieve in life. But you have to do it. Nobody else can do it. You have to do it yourself. So friends, I love this message. I think if I had to pick between 1, 2, and 3, and I have no idea what the other cards are going to say, but this is the message that I'm taking for myself because I love this one. And I do hope that you did too. And if you did, please can I have a thumbs up below, and I would love a comment from you. A comment, I know we can't always book a reading and we can't always support me financially, but giving a thumbs up and a comment is the best way to support my channel. And sending friends, telling friends to come and watch the video, that would also be absolutely awesome. So friends, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 2 as the bundle that has the reading, the message, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome, welcome. So we are looking at how to anchor your energy. And yeah, I love this theme. I love this topic, and I love the questions that we've got laid out for you. Spirits have certainly been quite interesting in the way that they've done things today. So I am working with the Lightseers Tarot, just the Lightseers Tarot today, to give you your guidance and to give you the inspiration. And I have got 5 questions written out, given to me by Spirit, that we've worked on to help you figure out how to anchor your energy and how to anchor your life, and just let's just understand exactly what it means to anchor, and I will get onto that in a minute. But let's set the intention. Let's get the energies moving. So as I shuffle these cards, we're asking Spirit to draw near. We're asking Spirit to surround myself and to surround each one of you watching this video whenever it is that you watch this video, whether it be the day it's released, a week later, a month later, a year later, it doesn't matter. Let Spirit surround each one of us in divine loving protection and divine loving light, and ensure that the messages and the cards that we draw today be the cards and the messages that we need, giving us the guidance, the inspiration, and the motivation that we need to live our best life, because that's all that matters. And so it is. And so it is. All right, friends. So, as I said, today's theme is anchoring your energy, and I do have 5 questions laid out in front of me. I want to just stop shuffling if I can. I love shuffling cards. I love it. All right, so let's do that. I'm just going to cut the deck like so. And I'm going to place the cards on the table here in front of me, or sort of next to me here. And I'm going to draw the cards out one by one as we answer the questions. So whenever I do these kind of tarot readings, the first question I always want to know is, what is the current state of? So if I do a tarot reading for a client, I always say, like, what is their current state? What is their current energy? So if the question that they're asking, or the area that they want me to look into or investigate, if it's got to do with their relationship, I always say, what is the current state of the relationship? If it's got to do with their work career, what is the current state of their work situation? So that's always my first question, is what is the current state of? And in our theme today, when we're looking at anchoring your energy, anchoring yourself in your life at the moment, the first question we're asking is, what is the current state of your ocean? Okay, because if you're going to anchor, you need to know what the current state of your ocean is, so that you know what to do with your anchor. Not that I know anything about boats and ships and stuff, but what is the current state of your ocean? And when we look at oceans, when we think about water in a spiritual sense, water always reflects our emotions. Water is always indicative of our emotions. So when we say, what is the current state of your ocean, we're actually asking, what is the current state of your emotions? What is your current state of your life? Because, life is full of ups and downs. Sometimes we have good times and sometimes we have bad times. Sometimes it's completely flat as well, you know. So what is the current state of your ocean? What is the current state of your emotion? And the card that I have drawn for you is this one, which is the card number 11, Major Arcana card, and it is the card of Justice. So there's a couple of things that sort of jump out at me with this particular card, is the fact that it's almost like she's looking at a reflection of herself, okay? And look how different her reality is versus her perception of herself. There's such a big difference there. And how do we generally look at reflections? How do we generally look at ourselves in a mirror? It's either on a flat water surface or on a mirror surface or any kind of shiny reflective surface. So what is the current state of your ocean? Well, you're sort of looking at yourself a little bit too harshly. You are judging yourself a little bit too harshly. Because, I mean, when I look at her, I think she's gorgeous. I think she's beautiful. She looks quite serene. She looks quite tranquil. She looks like she's got her life together. She looks like she's got her life in control. But this person looks full of anxiety and stress and panic and all of those kind of things, okay? And even though this is who she is, this is how she sees herself. So the Justice card talks about the balance of life, the balance of right and wrong. The Justice card talks about getting the most out of a situation and just having a handle on things, having the right kind of handle on things. So what is the current state of your ocean? Well, you're sort of looking at it, you're sort of judging it, you're sort of trying to fully understand exactly where you're at and what you're dealing with, but you're also being a little bit too harsh on yourself. Okay, so this is going to be the focus of your reading today, is the fact that you are being a little bit too judgmental, a little bit too critical, a little bit too hard. You're not perceiving yourself in a gentle way. You're not perceiving yourself in a soft, gentle way. You're actually being quite hard on yourself. So Justice, okay, Justice, right. Now, the next question that I have, question 2, is why anchoring, okay? Why anchoring yourself right now will help in processing and dealing with that. And just a little bit of a backstory here. So, life is busy, life is a little bit chaotic, life is a little bit all over the place. And as much as you are on the ocean, as much as you are sailing on the ocean and you're going through the motions, even if you are being a little bit hard on yourself, you're still going through the motions and you're still doing okay. You're making progress. Sometimes we may go around in circles before we find our way forward again, but we are making progress. We are achieving, we are doing, we are accomplishing, okay? But every now and again, it's important that we drop anchor. It's important that we stop. We drop anchor and we just reconnect with ourselves. All right. So the theme today is anchoring your energy. And it's about, in order to anchor your energy, sometimes we have to stop. We have to drop anchor so that we can reevaluate, so that we can refigure things out and decide what's important, what's not, where we're going, how we're going to get there, what are we going to do, all of these kind of things. So question 2 is, why dropping anchor right now? Why anchoring your energy right now? Why that will actually help you right now. Okay. And the card that we have there is the sun. Love this. Look at the bright colors. Just look at, I mean, we're out on the ocean. Just remember that. We're on a fancy yacht. We're out at ocean. We've dropped anchor. Life is good. And you know what? I think that's exactly what this card is saying to you. So why dropping your anchor right now? Why will that help you? It'll help you just to find your bliss. It'll help you stop being so super critical of yourself and to stop over-analyzing everything. Because that's the other thing that the Justice card does. It's about over-analyzing, okay? So if you drop anchor right now and you take a minute for you, it'll help you to find your bliss, to find your happiness, to find your joy. I mean, she is just so happy. She is just so content. She is living her best life. That's what you need to be doing. You deserve to be living your best life. You deserve to be having everything that your heart and soul wants and desires and needs in life, but you don't allow yourself. Look at the colors. We go from browns and grays and drabs to bright, bold, and beautiful. And yeah, you know what my preference is? Bright, bold, and beautiful. Okay, so why anchoring your energy is important for you right now to help you find your bliss, to help you find your happiness, to help you find whatever it is that makes you happy in life. That's why. Okay? Because you are being too hard on yourself, you are being too self-critical, and we need to just reconnect with self. We need to reconnect and realign ourselves with what's truly important in life. And what's truly important in life is happiness. Okay, I love that. Question 3. How? How is, you know what, I can do all these, I can do as a video every single day trying to tell you, you know, what's wrong and what needs changing and what needs adjusting in your life, because we're always evolving and we're always changing. But the most important thing is how, you know, it's all good and well to say change this, do that, but how and that's why question 3 is how. So we understand the state of our ocean, we understand why we need to take a minute, why we need to drop anchor and just reconnect with ourselves, because we need to find our happiness and find our bliss. But how do we do this? How do we drop anchor? How do we take a minute to do all of this? How do we do it? And I love this card. So first of all, the happy shiny yellow is continuing, and it is the 9 of Cups. And look what she's doing. She's jumping in the air. But I always, whenever I see this card, I always focus on this heart, this light that's sort of emanating from her heart space, from her heart center. And she's jumping for joy. She has this box of money, this box of gold, this box of coins, and every one of these cups, every one of these bowls that she has in front of her, there is something positive, something beautiful, something that just makes her smile and makes her happy. So the 9 of Cups is about almost showing off and bragging. Okay, almost showing off and bragging. It's almost about actually taking a minute and acknowledging all your success, acknowledging all the things that you've done right, acknowledging all the things that you have succeeded in your life. Not the things you've done for other people. Oh, I spent 5 minutes helping that person, or I bought that person this, or I did that. It's not about what you do for other people. It's what you do for yourself. And that's what this 9 of Cups is saying to you. The 9 of Cups is saying to you, how do you drop anchor? How do you take 5 minutes for yourself by actually, I almost want to say, making a list. Make a list of all the things that you've succeeded in life. Make a list of all the things. Just take a minute and have a conversation with yourself. You know what? I've actually, look at all the things I've done in my life. Look at all the things I've achieved. Take a minute to acknowledge all of it. It matters. It really does. It matters. So how do you drop anchor? By taking acknowledgement of your achievements. And I am going to say to you, the people in your life, your family, your friends, your colleagues, the people that you interact with on a regular basis, take a minute and brag. Take a minute and say, do you know that I've done this? Do you know that I have studied this? Do you know that I can do this? Do you know? Have those kind of conversations with people, because it is important. It's how we bring life balance. And you are being so super critical of yourself. You are really looking at yourself in probably the wrong way. You are thinking that you're no good. You're thinking that you're not good enough. You're thinking that you, only when you've achieved A, B, and C, only when you've done X, Y, and Z, only then will you be worthy. And this is Spirit's way of saying, no, you're worthy right now. You're fabulous right now. And you need to recognize that. Don't wait for compliments. Don't wait for people to see, to notice, to call you out, because you know what? Everybody's so wrapped up in their own oceans. Everybody's so wrapped up in their own worlds that they forget that we have to be kind to other people. You, on the other hand, you never forget that, because you're always putting other people first. That's what this card is saying to me. That's what this card is saying here. So Spirit is saying to you, you need to recognize how amazing you are. You need to recognize, and if you drop anchor right now and take a couple of minutes for yourself, you're going to find your bliss. You're going to find your happiness. You're going to find your center. You're going to find what actually makes you happy in life. Because really, right now, I don't think you have that. How do you drop anchor? What do you need to do in order to take that 5 minutes for yourself? And it's talking about boasting. And boasting is such a negative word. We've been conditioned and programmed into thinking that boasting is a negative word, but actually it's not. You have earned every single one of your achievements. You have earned those. So why not be proud of them? Why not be proud of your accomplishments? Why not be proud? It's not a bad thing. And this is exactly what you need to do. You need to have conversations with your friends, with your loved ones, with your families, and say, you know what? I'm a good person. I did good. Look at all these things that I've done. Look at all these things I've achieved. I'm amazing. I think you're amazing. Card number 4. Card number 4. Right. So far in our spread today, so far in our reading today, we've looked at the current state of your ocean. What is the thing that you're going through at the moment? What is the thing that's happening around you at the moment? We've said to you that you need to take a time out for yourself. You need to anchor, and you need to pull yourself towards yourself, and you need to just regroup. Okay. We've also explained how you need to do that, what it is that you need to do in order to achieve that. Now, card number 4 is the card that talks about when will be a good time to lift your anchor and continue on your journey again. All right. When will be a good time? Like, when would you have finished doing this? When will you have achieved the state of happiness? When will you no longer be so self-critical? When? Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. And card number 4, question number 4 that we have over here is, how will you know, when will you know that it's a good time to continue on your journey, to stop the looking at the self, the boosting of the self, all of that? When will you know that it's a good time to progress? It's a good time to carry on your journey. So when is a good time to lift your anchor? I don't know what the word is, to lift your anchor, bring your anchor back in the boat so that you can continue sailing. And we have the Tower. So the Tower is one of those negative tarot cards, okay, because the Tower talks about devastation and destruction. The Tower talks about the crumbling of your universe, the crumbling of your world, the collapse of infrastructures and all of that kind of thing. So how will you know when it's time to continue on your journey? When the change that the Tower card brings, because I honestly think this is what you're going through at the moment. Here we've got the Justice card. And the Justice card, this is the current state of your ocean, the current state of your being at the moment. And the Justice card says that you're trying to find what's right. You're trying to figure yourself out. But you are being so super critical of yourself. You're not seeing yourself in the way that you are. You're being so hard on yourself. So the Tower card is saying to you, when is the right time for you to progress? When is the right time for you to move on or continue your journey? And it's saying to you, when the chaos is over, when the mess is over, when the earthquake has happened, when the tidal wave has passed you, when you are feeling stronger, when you are feeling better. So the Tower card is not saying that it's coming. It's not saying devastation and chaos is coming. It's saying to you that you are actually going through the cleanup of that right now. It's happened. It's done. And you will know that it's the time to continue on your journey. It's the time to carry on going when this is done, when the change, the rebuild, the recreation, the restructure, everything, the re-engineering, when that is complete, when the Tower moment is done, when the change and the evolution and the transformation is complete, then you can pick your anchor up and continue. But up until that time, up until this is done, you have to keep focusing on your achievements, your positive, the things that you have done. And you know what? We don't have to be complicated here. This is not about getting a master's degree in anything. This is not about big life stuff. It can be, absolutely. But also making your bed every day. You know, for some of us, that's a feat. That's a thing. So don't just look for the big stuff. Focus on every little thing that you achieve. Every little thing. If it was difficult for you yesterday, but you achieved it today, add it to your brag list. Add it to your brag list. And the more you do that, the more things will be able to add to your brag list. So if you've cooked a meal for yourself and your family, and it's something that you haven't done before or has been difficult for you before, and you did it well, add it to your brag list. And only when you are feeling like, you know what, I'm actually feeling strong, I'm actually feeling together, I'm actually feeling rebuilt, I'm feeling together, then that's what the Tower card is saying. That's when it's a good time for you to raise your anchor and to continue. But until that time, stay put. Until that is done, keep focusing on you, keep focusing on your achievements, keep focusing on your journey, but try and change this to the positive, that you see yourself in a positive light, that you're not seeing yourself in a negative. Right. This is what we're looking for. This is what it's all about. finding happiness, finding our bliss, and finding our joy. All right, so friends, we have now looked at 4 questions, and I have got one more question for you. And I'm now going to move on to oracle cards. And this is the Sacred Creators Oracle. It is just such an awesome, amazing deck. And basically, our 5th question, as it is most weeks with me, is just an additional message from Spirit. So what have I maybe forgotten? What have I maybe missed? What haven't I maybe said to you? What kind of inspiration does Spirit need you to have that maybe I haven't covered? So we're asking Spirit to give us guidance on this ocean of ours, anchoring our energy, anchoring and just finding our base, finding our core. What does Spirit need us to know, and how can we achieve these things? How can we achieve these things that we need to, that Spirit are urging us? Right, so I'm taking this card over here, apparently. Let me just put these away. I love it. So can you see what it says? It says cozy up with risk. I love it. I love the color as well. The color is just absolutely exquisite. So what does it mean to cozy up with risk? Well, it means that you've got to recognize that we have to go through the hard stuff. We have to go through the difficult times. And when we go through the difficult times, and when we recognize that we are out of the difficult times, when we recognize that this is behind us, when we go through that risk, when we cozy up with that risk, then suddenly you see that it's behind you. You see that it's in the past. You see that it's done and dusted. And when you cozy up to that, you can see that, you know what, actually it's not so bad. Because I am going to say to you that this chaos that you've just been through in your life, this chaos that has happened in your life, that has happened, notice I'm putting it in the past tense, you're sort of stuck in that emotion. You're sort of stuck in that location. And when you cozy up to the risk of this situation, you're going to notice and see that it's done. You're going to notice and see that it is behind you, that it is done and dusted, and that you're not still in that moment. But you are currently really feeling like you are. You don't believe that you're past it. You think you're still in the thick of it. But actually, cozy up to it. Cozy up to it. Look at it honestly. Face your fears. Look at it honestly, and you're going to see that it's behind you. You're going to see that it's all far away behind you. All right. I have another oracle deck, and this is the Spellcaster's Oracle. So just cozying up to the risk. What else does Spirit need you to know? How can we do it? What does Spirit need for you to cozy up to this risk and to achieve the things that we need to? What else does Spirit need you to know right here, right now? Okay, one card flew, and I'm going to take it on my word. It's the same card we did for bundle 1. It is manifestation. So this is Spirit's way of telling you that you are in control. This is Spirit's way of saying to you that you are the only one who can do this. This is Spirit's way of saying that you can create and manifest anything that you set your heart to. And if you focus on your achievements, if you focus on doing the things, focus on what you have succeeded, focus on the things that you have done well, you will attract more of that into your life. And this is what Spirit is saying is the most important. Recognize that what you're thinking, what you're feeling is what you're attracting into your space. And by changing your thinking and your feeling to focusing on the positives, you're going to manifest more of the same. So friends, please, if you enjoyed this reading, if you enjoyed this message, please consider supporting my channel by giving me a thumbs up and giving me a comment below. That is the best way to support the work that I do, and to just because then YouTube knows to share it with more people and to make people see it better. And the more people we get to see our message, the more we can help people be best versions of themselves that they can be. And that's what I'm all about. Everything that I do every single day is to try and help people like you, like me, be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. So with love and blessings from my heart to yours, until we connect again, take care. Hello friends, and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 3 as the bundle that has the reading, the message, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome. So today's theme is anchoring your energy and understanding where you're at in your life. And you can see I'm already shuffling cards. I'm working with the Lightseers Tarot today to give us our inspiration, and I've got some other decks here on the table as well, which we'll be going through. But before we get started with today's reading, let's just set the intentions, and let's just ask Spirit to connect with us. So, as always, as I shuffle these cards, we're asking Spirit to draw near. We're asking Spirit to surround each one of us, myself included, in divine loving energy, divine light of protection, and to help us get the messages, the reading, and the guidance that we need in our lives today. We're asking Spirit to help us draw out the cards that we need, that give us exactly what it is that we need to hear, and may it be clear, may it be a clear message of guidance, of hope, and upliftment. And so it is. And so it is. So today, anchoring your energy. And there's an interesting backstory of how I got, oopsie, throwing the cards all over the table. Interesting backstory about how I got here, and you can get that in the intro. So if you haven't already watched the intro, do go back and watch it, because it's quite an interesting story of how I got to anchoring your energy. And what I've got is, I've got 5 questions written out here in front of me to help us anchor our energy and to help us understand where we're at. These are 5 questions that Spirit and I've worked on to get the guidance, to get the information that you need. And I am working with the Lightseers Tarot this week, which I think is just so awesome. And I have got 2 other Oracle decks as well that we're going to be working with. So I have been shuffling these cards for quite some time. So I'm going to give it a stop now. Let's just cut the deck and put it like that. I'm going to grab straight off the top. So I have 5 questions, okay? 5 questions written out here on the table in front of me that we're going to work through. And because it's such a beautiful day here today, the sun is shining, it is so bright, it is so hot, it is got the aircon on. I'm like all ready for bright and sunshiny weather. And anchoring your energy is quite an interesting one, because we're all about, there's so much pressure on life at the moment. There's so much pressure to do and to achieve and to accomplish and all of these kind of things, and it can get quite overwhelming. So anchoring your energy was supposed to be all about grounding energies, but actually it's evolved and it's become something quite on its own. So we're going to start off. I have taken the first card off the top of the deck, and the first question that we're looking at today is, what is the current state of your ocean? So anchoring your energy anchoring has got to do with ships and boats and all that kind of thing, being out in water. So this is why the first question is, what is the current state of your energy? What is the current state of your ocean? Because I do believe that in order to make some positive changes in your life, you have to understand where you are at currently. Where are you at now? And every time I do a tarot reading, my first question always is, what is the current state of? So if I do a tarot reading on someone's relationship, the first question I always ask is, what is the current state of that relationship? Because you've got to be honest with yourself as to your current point, your current starting point, so that you know how to make relevant adjustments from there. So the first question we're asking is, what is the current state of your ocean? And also the choice of the word ocean there has also got to do, we always understand or equate, especially in tarot, we always equate water to emotions, water to relationships, water to energy, okay? So because we're doing anchoring, we had to go to the state of your ocean. So what is the current state of your ocean, and what is the current state of your emotion? So where are you at currently in your life? And the first card that we have drawn is card 3, which is the Empress. And just look at her with her beautiful pregnant belly. Isn't she beautiful? I love this deck, and the Empress card is truly magical. I love the expression on her face, the serene gentleness, the serene kindness, the water that's all around her. We've got the full moon up over there as well. And I love how her pregnant belly is the globe, it's the earth. Okay, so she is the mother Gaia. She is mother to all. She is mother to everybody. She nurtures, she loves, and she takes care of everybody. That very pregnant belly that she has says that she's about to give birth to something. She's about to do something. She's about to, she's about to start new life. She's about to give birth. And this is telling you your current state of your ocean is that you are at that point. You have been waiting. You have been patient. You have been waiting the longest time. It takes 9 months to get to this point. You have been waiting the longest time to get to this point where you can start, where you are finally ready. Finally, everything is in its place, everything is perched, everything is ready for you to embark, for you to start. So the current state of your ocean is, it's like you're almost waiting the last couple of days, the last couple of minutes, the last couple of whatever it might be, but you are ready. You are ready to nurture. You are ready to love. You're ready to take care of. You are ready to give birth to something new, something exciting in your life. And it's interesting, I need to say to you that today's today's energy readings that we're doing is all about you. It's not about the things that you do for other people. It's not about what other people do for you. It's about what you do for you. Okay, so it's very strong that that is what we're focusing on today, and especially when I looked at all the other readings that I've done under anchoring your energy, it's all about you. So you have been working on something for the longest time. You have been patient. You have worked hard. You have waited until the right moment, and it is almost there. You are almost at that point of finally starting, embarking, giving birth to, nurturing, loving, and taking care of something that means the world to you. All right, so that's the current state of your energy. The next card we have is why anchoring your energy right now will help you. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we have to understand. Recognizing where you are at is one thing, but before you can decide, okay, so here is where I am and this is where I want to be and how am I going to get there, you need to actually stop and pause and reflect and understand. Okay, so this is why anchoring your energy is our theme for today. It's about taking 5 minutes for you. It's about taking a couple of minutes to just reevaluate your life and where you are at right now, and anchoring your energy, anchoring your boat, anchoring your journey, anchoring yourself is about putting something into the ground to stop your progress, to stop your journey, that you don't have to hold on to, that you don't have to navigate and drive. And then once you've anchored, then you can breathe. Okay, because breathing is important. When you anchor as well, you're not thinking about where you've been to, the progress that you've made on your journey, and you're not thinking about where you're going. You're not thinking about the next step. When you anchor yourself, you're actually only focused on your current surroundings and current place. So, and this is what we need to do. We need to get into the now. We need to get into the here and the now, and we need to understand where are we at. So we recognize that we are about to give birth. We are about to embark. We're about to start. We're about to achieve things that we've been working on for the longest period of time. Okay. And here with this card that I'm about to reveal to you, I'm getting a sneak peek at it and looking to see which one it is. What we're about to get into is, we have to understand why anchoring yourself right now, anchoring your energy and anchoring your life right now, why is that a good thing? How is that? Why is that going to help you? And I love this card. So it's the Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like, well, she's standing on one leg. Okay, she's balancing on these, I always think of them as casino chips. She's balancing on these casino chips. And if you have a look, she's got this white energy this side, she's got black energy this side. So it's like the yin and the yang, okay? And she's balancing herself over all of this. And she's trying to figure out where to next. She's trying to figure out what next. So balancing her energy is trying to focus on, and she's also trusting. She's trusting that everything's going to be okay. But what we have to understand here is that she is in control of herself only. She's not in control of these discs that she's standing on. She has no control over them. They're a law unto themselves. She's in control of herself. She's standing on the top and she's trying to balance and she's trying to figure out. The black and the white energy that we have here talks about the yin and the yang. It talks about the light and the dark. It talks about the right and the wrong. So it's all about trying to have that balance. These casino chips talk about luck, talk about randomness. The wheel is also saying to you that, it's the karmic wheel, and it's the fact that the wheel turns. So why anchoring yourself right now will help you? It's because you're trying to find your balance. You're trying to find your place. You're trying to find what it is that you're about. Where do you fit in? What is it that you're supposed to do? How are you supposed to be doing it? All of these kind of questions that are going on. But the question that you actually have is like, how much of what? What is my ingredients? What is the recipe? Okay. How much of this do I need? And how much of that? How much of the dark energy and how much of the light energy? What is the mix that I need in order for me to stay balanced, in order for me to stay strong? Okay. So that is why it's important for you to balance yourself or to anchor yourself right now, so that you can find your balance, so that you can find your equilibrium and find how much of whatever you need in order for you to give birth and to do all the amazing, wonderful things that you are ready to do. I love this. This is exciting. Okay, so that's why you need to anchor yourself. Why anchoring yourself right now will help. So the why is easy. The how is not so easy. So our next question that we're going to move into is how. All right. So question 3 that we're working at today is, how can you drop your anchor? Now, I don't know what the technical boat term is, but how do you put your anchor down so that you stop moving, that you stay in this current place, so that you can take the time that you need to find your balance, like we said here, to find your balance and to figure out where to next on your journey. It's very important. We can't do this while we're traveling, because if we do this while we're traveling, the ocean currents are going to take you, the wind is going to take you, and you're never going to get into that place of confidence. You're never going to feel like you're ready to actually give birth. You're always going to feel insecure. You're always going to be worried. You're always going to feel vulnerable. Okay. So, and you know, most of these kind of videos like this, or you know, people who try and help and guide you, they always tell you what to do. They always say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, but they never tell you how. So today we're going to focus on the how. We're going to say, how do we drop anchor? How do we stop what we're currently doing, what's going on in our world, and just sort of, right, this is what we do, but we need to know how to stop. So card number 3, I need to just get it that it's in focus. We have the 5 of Swords. I mean, you can see the anxiety on this guy's face. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. You can see he's scratching his head. He's got a bird going whirr in his ear. He's got all these other birds up in the sky. He is feeling a little bit overwhelmed, okay? He's feeling a little bit like, oh my gosh, I just don't know if I can do this. So the question we were asking here is, how do you drop anchor? Well, the first thing I'm going to say to you is you need to start paying attention to the thoughts, the worries, the anxieties, the stresses of what's going on in your mind. You need to recognize that you are allowing yourself to be caught up in the chaos. You're allowing yourself to get caught up in your stress. You're allowing this to rule you. And the way that you drop anchor, the way that you take a couple of minutes to just regroup, to just breathe and to figure yourself out, the way that you do that is by recognizing what's happening here in your head. And when you take control of this, when you stop the chatter in your ear, it will be easier for you to drop your anchor. It will be easier for you to find your balance. But while you're allowing your stress and your anxiety and these voices in your head, while you're allowing them to overwhelm you, while you're only paying attention to them, you're attracting more of the same. Okay? So it is very important. It is very important that you stop paying attention to what's going on in your head. Are you waking up every day with the first thought of the day saying, what kind of worries am I going to have today? What's going to go wrong today? Are your first thoughts of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when I deal with that? What's going to happen when I see that person? What's going to happen when I talk to that person? If that is what you're thinking, guess what? You're attracting that drama, if I can put it that way, into your space. So you've got to change your mind. You've got to change your thinking. You've got to change what you're paying attention to in your head. And sometimes you got to recognize, you know what? Life isn't always easy. Life is actually pretty hard, pretty complicated. But it's how you face it, it's how you tackle it, it's how you look at it, it's how you perceive it that actually changes your reality. Okay, that's what changes your reality. All right, so let's just do a quick recap here. Current state of your ocean. The current state of you, it's like you are holding your breath and you're just waiting for that perfect moment to give birth to a new life, to give birth to a new opportunity, to give birth to a new you that you can love, that you can nurture, that can actually become something substantial and something awesome and something amazing in your life. Why anchoring? Why you need to take 5 minutes for yourself so that you can find your balance, so that you can find your feet, so that you can find your how, your why, your who, your what, okay? And how do you drop anchor? By overcoming the thoughts in your head, by not allowing the thoughts in your head to run away with you, by not allowing the thoughts in your head to overwhelm you. Okay, that's the most important thing. Right, and then card number 4. So dropping anchor is something that we do if we are on a boat, if we are on a ship or whatever it is. When we drop anchor, it's generally a temporary thing for a period of time to achieve a certain thing. Whether it is right, we just want to swim in this ocean, or we want to replenish our stocks or let people on and off, whatever the case might be. But it's always, I'm going to say, a temporary thing. Boats are meant to sail. Your life is meant to continue. You're meant to grow. You're meant to achieve. You're meant to do lots of amazing things. So we've understood now, we've looked at where you're at, we've looked at why it's important to stop and just reevaluate your life a little bit. And what we have here, and we've also looked at the how, and what we have here with card number 4 is, how do you know when it's time to raise your anchor, lift your anchor, and to carry on again? Okay, so how do you know when you've anchored enough? How do you know when you've spent enough time focusing on you and getting your equilibrium right and getting all your things right? How do you know you've overcome the thoughts in your head? How do you know when the time is right to continue on your journey? That's what we have here, is how do you know when the time is right? And what we have here is the Eight of Pentacles. So look at her. There she's sitting on her chair. On the one side of her, she's got her academic, her books, her textbooks and her candle and her pen and all the other things. And on this side here, she's got her ingredients that she could use to create magic, okay? And she's holding, she's getting my hands wrong, she's holding a candle and whatever else, and we've got the moon cycles. So the Eight of Pentacles is the card of hard work, it's the card of perseverance, but it's also the card of being so engrossed in your work that you're not really noticing what's going on around you. So the question we asked here is, how do you know when it is the right time to raise your anchor and lift your anchor? I don't know what the technical term is. To raise your anchor and to carry on with your journey and to progress forward. How do you know when you've done whatever work you need to do in anchoring your energy, in just reconnecting with yourself? How do you know when you've done the work? How do you know when it is the right time to move on? And the Eight of Pentacles is saying is when you've done the work. So there isn't a time on the clock. There isn't an event that's going to take place. There isn't a thing that you can just sit back and wait for. This is telling you that you have to do the work. This is telling you that you are the only one who can control your situation. So as much as when you are pregnant, babies come when babies want to. When baby says it's time for me to be born, it happens. Spirit is saying to you here that actually no, you are in control of this. When you have done the work on finding the balance, on working out your ingredients, working out your mix of good and bad, your mix of right and wrong, your mix of light and dark, your mix of everything, when you have figured all of that out, you will know that the time is right. But you have to do the work. You have to look at yourself openly and honestly. Are you the academic textbook, or are you the one who wants to experiment with ingredients and that type of thing? You have to do the work, and you are the only one who will know when it's time to raise your anchor and carry on your journey. Nobody else is going to tell you. I'm certainly not going to tell you, and Spirit's not going to tell you. You have to tell you. You have to tell you. I love that. All right. So I'm not leaving you there, I promise. I'm picking up my Oracle deck now, and this Oracle deck is by the same creator of the Lightseers Tarot, and it's called Sacred Creators Oracle. So our fifth question, our final question today, and I'm going to use 2 Oracle cards to get this message, is just what else does Spirit need you to know? Because, you know, we've covered quite a lot, and there's a lot of hard truths that we've dealt with today. But I like to just get a bit of a, I'm going to call it a welcome from Spirit, just a little bit of nudge, a little bit of guidance from Spirit, helping you to know when you've done the work that you need to and that you're ready to move on. So what else does Spirit need you to know? What else is important and significant? What else, whoops, throw them all on the table. Let's just pick them up quickly. Oh, you know me, I'm such a bad shuffler. And these not even big cards, so I've got no excuse, but they are quite slippery. Right, so what else does Spirit need you to know? What else haven't I said today that Spirit needed me to say to help you and to guide you, understand anchoring your energy, working out what's best for you, what's best for you right now, so that you can progress and be all that you need to be. So what else does Spirit need you to know? And apparently we're taking this card over here. So let's see if I can get this into focus. Bliss is worth creating. And I love it. We say from, and we scratch it out. We say no for, and we scratch it, we say no from. So it's basically this indecisiveness, isn't it? And it says bliss is worth creating. Bliss is worth creating. And I think, you know, that is, to me, it's the truth of life. Everything in life is about bliss. Everything in life is about joy. Everything in life is about happiness. Everything in life, you know, what is the point of life if it's not about finding bliss, chasing bliss, looking for bliss, looking for that happiness, and bliss is not an external, it's an internal. It's something that we have here within our soul center. It's something that we have here within our heart space. That's where we find bliss. That's where we find our happiness. That's where we find our joy. And this is, you know, if you think about the pregnant mommy, if you think about the Empress card, you know, when she finally holds her baby in her hands, when she finally cradles her baby, nurtures and loves her baby, that is bliss. That is absolute bliss. That is when life is perfect. And this is what we're working towards, okay? So bliss is worth creating from, and we scratch off, say, no, 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 we don't do it from, we do it for. No, actually, we don't. We do it from. Bliss is worth creating from your heart center, from your clear head, from your clear heart, from a place of happiness, from a place of joy, from a place of understanding, and from a place of forgiveness. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this card. I love the colors. Aren't they just absolutely exquisite? All right. Now, I also have another oracle deck here, and this is the Spellcaster's Oracle. So we're carrying on asking Spirit, what else do we need to know? So here the Spirit is saying to us, we need to be creating bliss. We need to understand that bliss comes from within, that bliss comes from within us. We're not going to find it externally. We're only going to find it internally. So what else does Spirit want us to know? How do we find this bliss? How do we create this bliss? How do we give birth to this bliss? How do we allow it, welcome it, accept it into our life? And how do we anchor it into our souls so that we always have it? Right, shuffling, and let's see. Spellcaster's Oracle, and we're going to have this one over here. I love it. Just look at that card. Isn't it just absolutely exquisite? And its message is simple. Its message is clear. There's almost like nothing I need to add to this. Courage. You know, and I really do think, let's look at this, okay? This is why anchoring your life is so important right now. This is why you need to just find your balance, find your place, recognize who you are, recognize what you're capable of. And that takes courage, okay? That takes courage. Finding your bliss, following your bliss, recognizing that bliss is the most important thing in your life takes courage. It takes courage. It's hard work, okay? It is absolutely hard work. How do you know? Sorry, let me rephrase that. How do we take the time? How do we drop anchor? How do we take the time to stop, to think, to feel, to understand, to contemplate, to reevaluate our lives by overcoming our anxieties and our stresses and our concerns, the little voices in our head? And all of that takes courage of a lion. All of that takes courage of a lion. So, friends, quite a deep message for each one of you today. And I do hope that this reading just sort of spoke to your heart and soul in one way or another. I do hope it sort of just resonated with you in a way where you now have an understanding of anchoring your energy, taking the time for you that you need to, because you matter, you're important, you are significant. And if you don't anchor your energy and take time for you, you're not going to be as successful and as happy and as blissful as you deserve and as you need to be in this life. If you enjoyed this reading, if you enjoyed this message, please can I have a thumbs up, and I would love a comment from you below. It is the best way to support my work, and it's the best way to support my YouTube channel is by liking and commenting. Because the more people do that, the more YouTube shares this and makes people see the video so that other people can anchor their energy and find their bliss. With love and blessings from my heart to yours, until we connect again, take care.